Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the comments that Hansi Flick has made that did attack La Liga. So first things first, let's talk about Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick did state, and I quote, "I'm glad we won't be playing on Sunday at 2 p.m. against Valladolid, but why can't we play at 6 p.m? We usually play here at that time, so why not there? Give me one reason. I want to know who is responsible for this. For me, this is shocking. This calendar does not help us, but it doesn't help Spanish football either, because if we succeed and other clubs succeed in European competitions, it is good for Spanish football. Every federation or every league, whether in the Bundesliga or in the Premier League, care about their clubs, but here they do not. We're allowed to play, then come back at 5 or 6 in the morning. It's unbelievable. I repeat, we get back at 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning after matches, and the players don't get to bed until 5 a.m. We're not complaining, but that's just how things are done here. In other leagues, clubs are given more protection when they play in the Champions League. So this is a huge statement coming from Hansi Flick. It's freaking huge. And I say that because for the first time in a very long time, we finally do have a coach that went directly at Javier Tebas, practically, meaning that they did not just say that we just need 72 hours of rest and that has to be mandatory. No, Hansi Flick said, this is what's wrong, this is the reason why, and this is the results. And this is how it does compare to other leagues out there in Europe. Hansi Flick made a full assessment on what makes La Liga so different from other clubs in a bad way. And that is that La Liga do not take into consideration the players' welfare and their health, because it is almost unexcusable for these players to play every 3 to 4 days consistently and getting little to no rest. It does harm the results of Barcelona, and I wonder why. I wonder why a team like Barcelona has to be the most affected out of all clubs in La Liga. RAC1 have also reported that Barcelona are trying to get La Liga to move the Real Valladolid Barcelona game currently scheduled for May 3rd to a later date. They want the team to have more rest to face the second leg of the semifinals in Milan. Talks are underway, but there is very little optimism. And so as we can see here in this schedule, we have Inter Milan on April 30th, which will be played in 12 days for the Champions League. Barcelona will be playing at home, and it's crazy, right? It's crazy how Barcelona now have to play home for the second time in a row for the first leg. It's always better to have Barcelona play in the second leg, mainly because once we do see the first result in the first leg, we can say, okay, this is the result, this is going to be the game plan for the second leg, and we come out with a win. It's just better. But because Barcelona have to play the first leg at Barcelona's home, we have to score as many goals as possible. Very similar to Borussia Dortmund. We scored 4 goals, and that saved us against Borussia Dortmund in the second leg away from home, because playing at Milan, dude, is going to be so difficult. I mean, like, I have optimism that Barcelona can get out of the Inter Milan situation. Inter Milan is a very complicated team. Defensively, they are so solid. It is going to be causing Barcelona some trouble, but if Barcelona were on their A game, we score as many goals as possible, we unlock the fire of Lamine Yamal and Rafinha, something that we have not seen in the past 3 matches, Barcelona will get the win. We have the utensils, we have the tools, we have everything it takes and the materials to make sure that we beat down Inter Milan in a 3-0, 4-0, 5-0 win. We do, but can we click? That is going to be the ultimate question. Besides that, yes, we have a game on April 30th on Wednesday. On that exact same week, which is crazy, on Saturday we play against Real Valladolid, which is May 3rd at 12 p.m. That is insane. You're telling me that we have to play another match 2 days later, which is Real Valladolid, and then 2 days after that we play against Inter Milan again on Tuesday. So it's not even on Wednesday, guys. Like, it's not even on Wednesday. It would make sense, like, if we play the second leg against Inter Milan on a Wednesday, which will be May 7th, but no, we play on May 6th on a Tuesday, 2 to 3 days later after the match against Real Valladolid. And we do not want to see Barcelona fatigued and tired in the second leg. We need all the energy in the world, no matter the result, to perform well in the second leg. But no, Javier Tebas says, oh, you know what? I want to have Barcelona versus Real Valladolid 2 to 3 days before Inter Milan. And I wonder why. I really do wonder why, as a Madrid fan that Javier Tebas is, why he's choosing to make Barcelona play 3 days before the second leg against Inter Milan. This definitely does not take care of its players. And let me tell you guys, the best interest every president should have for their own leagues is to see their clubs flourish in European competitions. That is how it should be. As a president of a certain league, you want to see all of your Spanish clubs do well in Europe, or you want to see all of your English clubs do well in Europe. Right now, we have 1 French club, 1 English club, 1 Italian club, and 1 Spanish club. You only have 1 Spanish club in the semifinals. Why, Javier Tebas? Why, Tebas, do you want to see Barcelona fall down in this way? You want to see Barcelona fall down in one of the 2 ways. You want to see Barcelona go down by trying to get a poor result against Real Valladolid, so you can see Real Madrid catch up to either first place or squeeze in the margin between first and second place, or you want to see Barcelona fail against Inter Milan in the second leg because you had to put all of your best players in the league match a couple of days before that. Why? Why, Javier Tebas? Why do you want to see Barcelona fail so bad? This is not the first time we have seen a Barcelona coach like criticize La Liga because of these congested schedules. Xavi Hernandez back on August 2023 stated that he was not okay with this congested schedule. He even mentioned Ronald Araujo's injury and that the league is prioritizing business over player health. Of course, for business, it's always good to have so many games played within a span of a week, but health-wise for these players, not so much. And that is how La Liga does view all of this. Xavi Hernandez on another day also stated, Guardiola was complaining and I'm with him. We don't think about the footballer, only about business. Araujo also gets injured during training, but it's just part of the game. And so at this point, I can name so many things on what La Liga is trying to do to Barcelona to make sure they get the worst result possible. Like from Mbappe receiving a 1-match ban after almost breaking the leg of one of the players, when it should have been a 4-match ban or 5-match ban based off the logic that La Liga have given previously, right? The fact that Lewandowski touched his nose and got a 3-match ban, I don't understand why Mbappe would not get more than a 3-match ban based off the logic of La Liga. Of course, obviously, asking for 5 matches to be banned is insane, right? But based off the logic that the league has been giving out, Mbappe should have been gone for much longer. And I know the reason why, my friends, why Mbappe was only banned for 1 match is because it was going to interfere with Mbappe featuring in the Copa del Rey final. They wanted to see Mbappe in the Copa del Rey final against Barcelona. They want to give Real Madrid the most help. They do. So you go from giving these players more help to feature in matches like the Real Madrid players. You tried to take out Dani Olmo and Pau Victor away from us a couple of weeks ago, right? La Liga was trying to say that Pau Victor and Dani Olmo need to be out in the middle of this season, which is like what's going on here? You want to do that, and then you also want to over amplify the amount of matches Barcelona have to play. It is insanity, and I'm pretty sure that in a couple of weeks, when we go to the end of the season, we're gonna be reported that according to La Liga, they only want to give Barcelona a 2% or 3% salary wage improvement to sign further players. Like that's it, and they can't sign no more. They're probably going to continue to restrict Barcelona from signing even more players that Hansi Flick does want. So it's like, bro, like what is going on here? What type of league are we playing in? All of this does point towards the league trying to help Real Madrid on winning the final for the Copa del Rey, or trying to help Real Madrid on squeezing the margins between themselves and Barcelona to get into first place by sacrificing that match against Real Valladolid to play well against Inter Milan. If not, be fatigued in the match against Inter Milan and not have Barcelona win the Champions League, only because Real Madrid are not in the Champions League no more. And that is because they are a joke. Real Madrid, football-wise, they are a joke. I don't understand how a team like this won 6 Champions Leagues in the past 10 years. Because let me tell you, you may assume that Real Madrid played really bad against Arsenal, and that's the reason why you think that Real Madrid got out in the quarterfinals. No, Real Madrid have been playing exactly like this over the past 10 years. There has been no football improvement from them at all. That is exactly how they played against Liverpool. That is exactly how they played against Borussia Dortmund. All of those finals that they have played, that is how Real Madrid have been playing. It's exactly how we saw them against Arsenal, but they got away with it. Finally, there has been some form of justice coming from football to get Real Madrid out, because like what they have been playing, it is not football. And now, because they know that they cannot improve Real Madrid because they play horrendous, stupid football, even though they have Mbappe, Bellingham, and Vinicius, they want to take down Barcelona doing stuff like this. And so that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.